This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. 64% of Americans don't want President Biden to run again for president. And as pressure builds on President Biden, I'll play a video clip of what he's doing about it to help struggling Americans. 83% of Americans want to expand Medicare and have a Medicare for all, as Bernie Sanders is pushing the $2,400 boost and saying that promises must be kept from the past. I'll also play the latest video clip from Bernie Sanders when it comes to the Build Back Better. We'll let you know what's going on with Joe Manchin as he shrugs off a threat from Mitch McConnell, and he pretty much made his decision on what's going to happen with the Build Back Better stimulus reconciliation revival. I'll give you the latest stimulus news, like the new $500 monthly checks going out to 5,000 Americans. Also, families with children could be in line for a $4,200 stimulus per year. Also, just days left to apply for direct payments worth up to $750, and I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So poll finds 83% of Americans want to expand Social Security. Basically, this is led by Bernie Sanders. Social Security to be expanded could do a lot of different things, but one of the things is to raise that $2,400 boost, which is what Bernie Sanders as well as a few of the lawmakers want. Could a $2,400 raise for Social Security recipients be on the way? Possibly. Bernie Sanders wants Medicare for all, as well as a $2,400 boost for Social Security. And Bernie Sanders is saying that promises must be kept. Bernie Sanders presses Joe Biden on $2,000 stimulus checks. Promises must be kept. That was from a while ago. But the idea here is that promises, if not kept, basically Democrats are going to lose control of Congress. Now, we're getting a lot closer to the midterm elections, which means we're probably going to see a lot more action. But is it going to be enough? Take a look at what Bernie Sanders says here and what needs to be done.
No question about it. These are really tough times for working families.
You know, CEOs always make more money than workers. That's no great secret. But there was a time 50, 60 years ago, CEOs made 20, 30 times what their workers made. Do you know what the gap is today? Anyone know? 350 to 1.
On one hand, you have corporate profits that are just soaring. You have billionaires, CEOs becoming much richer.
We have more concentration of ownership than at any time in the history of our country.
I think this is a moment when we've got to tell corporate America, stop the greed.
There are three Wall Street firms, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, that control assets of over $20 trillion, which is equivalent to the GDP of the United States of America.
Let's create an economy that works for everybody, not just for the few on top.
What are your thoughts there? Do you agree or disagree with Bernie Sanders? Let me know down in the comments below. So pro-Bernie Sanders group launches campaign urging Biden not to run for re-election. So yeah, Democrats are having a tough time with the way President Biden is handling things. Basically, what they said here is in 2024, the United States will face the duel. With so much at stake, making Biden the Democratic Party's standard bearer in 2024 would be a tragic mistake, the progressive group added. So looks like this progressive group doesn't want it, but just Democrats as a whole, looks like 64% of Democrats want someone other than Biden to be the 2024 nominee. Where do you stand on this? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think President Biden should run again? Should he step to the side and let another Democrat do it? I don't know. It's a good question. I feel like he doesn't have his fire as he did when he was campaigning for president. Or if you saw any past videos of him, it just seems like his fire has dimmed a little bit. But let me know your thoughts on that. Also, when it comes to President Biden dealing with the pressure of what's going on with high gas prices, high food prices, inflation, what is he doing about it? What can be done about it? Take a look at this video clip right here.
They are feeling it. And Robert Gibbs, a former White House press secretary under President Obama and an MSNBC contributor, is joining us now to talk more about this. The messaging really coming out of the Biden administration with all this. So Robert, great to have you, by the way. Thanks for joining us on this. It seems as if the messaging coming out of the Biden administration, talking about the economy, as we just heard from Secretary Raimondo there, obviously, is the economy is quite strong. But nonetheless, when you go to the grocery store, You're paying a heck of a lot more today than you were 6 months ago or a year ago, right? And you're looking at the approval rating for the president right now at record lows, not a place that he necessarily wants to be as we march towards the midterm elections. How do they turn it around when it comes to their messaging on the economy? When you have kind of these positive numbers, gas prices in some places going below, $4 a gallon, nonetheless, Americans still seeing it as not a good place for him.
Yeah, I think Secretary Raimondo hit it pretty well in that clip you showed. I think you have to, it's really important you live where people live, right?
Yeah.
First, understanding that the top line of the economy, the jobs report was strong on Friday, but also I think underscoring, again, where people live, it's more expensive at the grocery store. It's more expensive to buy lots of different goods. It's certainly more expensive to go to the gas station and fill up. I think politically for the White House and for Democrats, it's about a line of improvement here, right? You mentioned gas prices are down. We saw the jobs report again, which was strong. It'll be interesting this week. We'll get two different measures, consumer price index. What's inflation done over the past month? We'll get those numbers on Wednesday. And then on Friday, the University of Michigan's Consumer Confidence Survey will give us a sense of how do consumers feel about what's coming. And what's interesting about that, in June, the Michigan survey hit an all-time low. So none of this is going to get fully solved by the time voters go to the polls in November. But the question is the line of trajectory one that's improving or one that's declining? That's going to be really important for Democrats this November.
So I found it interesting. Dana Milbank wrote this op-ed in the Washington Post basically saying give the president a break. Because it seems as if there's a lot of criticism out there when it comes to the president's handling of course, the overturn of Roe v. Wade, gun rights in this country as well, that he's not necessarily providing the urgency that one needs, that activists want, of course, when it comes to dealing with these scenarios. Nonetheless, I mean, he doesn't mince words, and he hasn't at all along the way. He said straight up after Uvalde, there is nobody that needs an AR, right? He wants to see an all-out ban on ARs. He wants to codify Roe, but his hands are tied, right? He's in a very difficult position right now.
Undoubtedly. Look, there's I spent enough time in the White House and looked hard enough to find the magic wand to fix everything, and it just simply doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there isn't frustration from Democrats or from the base on this. I think it's important first to underscore what's been accomplished. I mean, the first sensible gun control legislation that really has been passed in 3 decades just happened. So I think that's important to underscore. But I think for this White House, understanding there isn't as much they can do with a 50-50 Senate and a filibuster, tone is really important. And I think though the president's words were right the morning of the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe, Democrats didn't feel that urgency. I think on Friday, when the president spoke and signed those executive orders, that began to feel a little bit more like he fully understood the moment of 50 years of rights being washed away. So I think for whether it's on guns, whether it's on abortion, a lot of these issues that the president doesn't have a legislative solution for at the moment, tone is really going to matter.
Do you mean tone?
So what are your thoughts there? The president definitely has the hardest job in the world, but can there be more done? Let me know your thoughts on that. In terms of other cities and states doing things, Chicago begins distribution of $500 monthly payments to 5,000 low-income families. So this has finally begun yesterday. So some Chicago families received a little help Monday as the city began distribution of the $500 monthly payments for its Resilient Communities pilot program. So this is the biggest universal basic income program in the country. 5,000 low-income households will receive $500 a month for 12 months. Do you think other big cities should do something like this? Here's what the mayor has to say about it. Through this cash assistance program, we are able to serve those who have borne the brunt of COVID-19. Direct cash payments have the potential to be truly transformative for communities that need it most, which is why I remain so proud to be able to provide this vital programming for residents. Let me know, universal basic income or guaranteed income, is this a good idea? Do you think this is going to help struggling families? Let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes to other stimulus news, stimulus update: Massachusetts to issue $500 million in tax breaks to all residents. So these are going to come in $500 checks. Right here. So just last week, the Massachusetts legislature announced it would establish the Taxpayer Energy and Economic Relief Fund to issue economic relief rebates for individuals. As such, Spilka and Mariano announced a one-time tax rebate of up to $500 to be issued before September 30th to Massachusetts residents to offset the increased cost of living, according to a July 8th tweet. So looks like another $500 going out to another state. Starting to see a lot more states do this. Then also, families with children could be in line for $4,200 a year in stimulus funds. So what this is talking about is the child tax credit, but not just any child tax credit. This is the what's it called again? The Family Security Act 2.0, which is introduced by a group of Republican lawmakers, and its aim is to provide more financial security for parents. Basically, it would give $350 monthly payments per child up to the age of 5, a total of $4,200 per year. Then the family would also be eligible for a $250 monthly payment per child age 6 to 17 for a total of $3,000 per year. So this is still in Congress. I'll keep you updated if this moves forward, but at this moment, it's still a proposal. And then this one, forced stimulus check update 2022, just days left to apply for direct payments worth $750. See if you're eligible. This is going on in, Minnesota. So approximately 667,000 special checks to be sent out to the following approval of a $500 million package rewarding Minnesotans who worked during the height of COVID-19 pandemic. So basically, this is kind of like retroactive hazard pay. Applications must be submitted by July 22nd deadline, and payments are expected to be worth $750. So yeah, that's going out there in Minnesota. And then when it comes to a bigger package and what's going on with the Build Back Better. So Democrats weigh a range of tax increases in revived Build Back Better plan. So looks like they're starting to add more things to it. It doesn't look too good. I'll share why in a moment. But also, Joe Manchin says McConnell's threat to sink a bipartisan bill challenging China's economic power won't make him walk away from Biden's agenda. So this is from Mitch McConnell, basically saying if the Build Back Better is revived, Mitch McConnell's going to take away that China bill. And Joe Manchin is basically saying, nope, I don't care. I'm still doing whatever I want. And basically, Joe Manchin just does whatever he wants. Manchin's concerns remain unresolved amid a final push to pass Build Back Better before campaign season. So I mentioned this yesterday. So it looks like where Joe Manchin stands, which is going to decide the fate of the Build Back Better, which also decides the fate of the Democratic Party. Basically, he is unresolved at this moment. If he's unresolved now, and how long, I remember the last time we went through the stimulus reconciliation process took, if he's not on board now, it's most likely not going to happen. So that's probably what we're going to hear, a lot more drama and stuff. But anyways, that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, it's Bella tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do. Do the things that scare you the most, because after you do that, you become a better person. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your time and support. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you like how I get straight to the point, read you the headlines of the articles and summarize it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And if you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, you could click up here. If you want to check out my latest pickleball video, I have a good one right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.